This is Pac Rim, and we're getting credit for this.
Were we getting credit for paddling the Mekong Delta? Or rock collecting in India?
I mean, there's just too much traffic. Nobody's going straight.
This is an ongoing debate.
You will be killed. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Taxis are easy and cheap.
But what we do know is that after 2 years in preparation, all 24 of us students had a once-in-a-lifetime experience. After 2 weeks in UB, we were ready to migrate. 10 days out in the backcountry in Mongolia, with no roads. Crammed in our buses, we were forced to spend a lot of time together. Every day, we got to know each other a little bit better. And we created bonds with the Mongolians that we encountered.
What's going on, guys?
We're having a little bit of a windstorm. Thinking 70, 80, 100 mile an hour gusts.
We're gonna die!
The tents are collapsing one by one. And you would have thought that the Mardi Gras tent would have gone by now,
No,
but
Mardi Gras
miraculously the party's still standing. It's fun.
Here we are in the deep slush and hail and the sleet.
Tell us about the hail, Matt.
The hail is heavy, scary, and it's banging on our tin roof. I think the bus is going to hold up, so it probably won't end up being too big of a deal. A few people may have, small wounds. It's likely that some might lose limbs. Possibly. Let's see if we can touch one of these fine specimens. There you go. Yeah. Find any?
Ow!
It hurt.
Yeah. It's like ice.
Ah!
Our classrooms ranged from the Gobi Desert to Gers and to Buddhist monasteries. Beyond the classroom, we discovered the vastness that is Mongolian landscape. We pushed ourselves to the limit to reach new heights. but also took plenty of downtime. Our adventure took us to the outer reaches of civilization, where we played Jarai, a traditional game with ankle bones, and introduced Mongolian children to their first frisbee. Nomadic life in Mongolia left a mark on us. Most of us didn't want to leave the people, the culture,
There you go.
or the land. But as nomads, we were ready for a challenge. Looking out the window, we saw China, full of industry, with a history spanning millennia. We became curious. Where does tradition fit into industrialization? So we, the nomadic scholars, began an investigation in Beijing that would take us to the big cities of Xi'an and Shanghai. After almost 2 decades, Tiananmen shows no evidence of the massacre or the man that stood up to the tank. Mao Zedong's presence still lingers beyond his embalming. It's easy to just dismiss China as being overpopulated and ignorance, but it's hard to follow cultural norms.
Go. How is it?
Delicious. Oh my god. Pineapple juicy and sugar. You have to try it.
Separated from the big cities, we reach Wutaishan, where after centuries pilgrims continued to pray and burn incense, hoping to get a glimpse of the elusive bodhisattva of wisdom, Manjushu. Tadaima! We gave up our migration as we became homestays in the city of history, Kyoto.
はじめまして、東の村でどうぞよろしくお願いします。松村。So I waited.
The weeks following, we commuted between home and school, the Kyoto Institute of Language and Culture, where we learned about Japanese history, politics, and religion. We walked the philosopher's path to famous temples like Sanju Gendo, Sanzaru, and Kiyomizudera. And we celebrated a birthday at Emperor Meiji's tomb.
Oh, that's the noon whistle for the farmers, okay? It's important for the farmers. They don't wear their watches into the field. So they now know it's time to put their tools down and they know how to break. Okay.
At the end of the class, we parted with our homestays for a week-long holiday with a Japanese rail pass, allowing us to travel anywhere in Japan using the Shinkansen or high-speed bullet trains.
Please write your name. Tokyo.
Refreshed from our break in Japan, we were ready for China round 2. We paired up with students from Wan'an Women's University in Fuzhou to exchange language and friendship. During our stay, we were able to share some American culture with a Thanksgiving meal.
What do you guys think about your Thanksgiving dinner?
It's wonderful. Perfect.
Perfect?
Yes. Fabulous. It's wonderful. Yeah.
Have you ever had it before?
I had eat this, but other things I haven't eaten this.
Strange. Why do you think it's strange?
Because I never eat it.
We were sad to say goodbye to our buddies, but then we got excited to learn with Carl Fields about the roots of Chinese communism in Gutian, a famous meeting site for early nationalist leaders like Mao Zedong.
The Chinese have a saying, the mountains are high and the emperor is far away. And so the southern area had traditionally been the area of most insurrection, most rebellions, because they were far away from the center.
Gutian is also known for its tulos, unique earthen structures built by the Hakka people.
So that it has, she told me how large it is in meters, but I didn't get all of that, but it has 208 rooms inside of it. So, for reasons having to do with yin and yang, feng shui, that you would never build one of these and build just one well. So you've got a well here, but if you're going to build one, you always have to build another one.
We also encountered many strange but fascinating people.
She's saying he is this region's king at doing this, and he can play a leaf, he can play an umbrella, he can play a piece of leather, he can play almost anything.
and foods like dried persimmons, sugarcane juice, and a family-style lunch.
What is it?
Fried fish. Anything is. Chicken bits. Dumpling things. Soupy noodle.
Nora, comment. Hey, I'm sure it's edible.
No, it's just like any other part of the chicken, except there doesn't have as much meat and there's more skin.
Full of Chinese communism, our studies led us to Vietnam. Vietnam is in constant motion with vibrant culture, food, and nightlife. Despite whatever differences there were between the US and Vietnam in the past, we felt welcomed by the people we encountered. Continuing our study of nationalism, we took trips to famous landmarks in Hanoi, like the Hanoi Hilton, a prison that held many prisoners of war.
I will fight and die for my country forever, until during the Vietnam War.
And the giant turtle of Turtle Lake. We were treated to a Halong Bay holiday. Only place in the world where giant limestone monoliths have been eroded away by the sea, making it a contender for one of the world's 7 natural wonders.
You should count it off for each other, since you're going to, since you went.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, get ready, 3, 2, 1,
Missed it.
It's cold! Yeah!
Three bubble teas, 2 different Lisas, and a day in the life of DB. On the 7th day of Christmas, Pac Rim Dvd.
For Christmas, many people's family and friends flew out to meet us, and our celebration ended with a surprise victory for the Vietnamese soccer team that overtook all of Hanoi. Experiential learning took on new meaning as we visited the Angkor temples, led by the infamous Professor Krishnamurti.
We're gonna concentrate on this side. We're not going on that side at all. And you see this is the elephant terrace. You see all those elephants right there, that wall.
how steep this is. Yeah,
Yeah. We're not gonna race up it. There's no like Mongolian trophy.
How do you get up? You wanna jump in front of this thing?
Yeah. Me. Can't go.
Oh yeah. Built in the early 12th century, the Angkor Wat Temple towers over the surrounding ancient ruins that represents the Hindu cosmology. The Hindu epics, like the Ramayana, can be found all over the temple facades, but also can be seen in Cambodian shadow puppets. Retracing history, we set forth to explore the Vijayanagara Empire in India. In the dead of winter, we ventured into the heat of southern India. We searched for connections between the Cambodian and Hindu architecture at Hampi, a site for the legendary events of the Ramayana.
Hey, Stephanie.
Hey!
Our study of Tibetan Buddhism began with a stay at Ratur, a Tibetan monastery in southern India. For the opportunity to stay in this Tibetan colony, we had to apply for a permit through the government. We observed monastic life by attending teachings and ceremonies. But we also practiced meditation with a young reincarnated Lama, Rinpoche.
Studying about the Buddhism, we have to think that all the living creatures are mother.
After class, we spent time with each other and became friends with the monks. Trying to apply Buddhist teachings, we attempted to quiet our minds and reflect upon the day. Dinners were skillfully prepared by Suresh and his team of monks. A range of dishes satisfied everyone's palate. Several nights were spent watching scholarly debates where a monk proves his knowledge of Dharma under the pressure of his peers.
And some of us will try to come back in 3 years.
But we had to move on.
Oh my god, I think I might start crying.
More strange Indian tales began as we sank back into the rhythms of the street.
This is what I call an inversion place, India inversion.
We took a tour of Jaipur, Agra, Delhi, and visited the best of Indo-Islamic architecture of the region.
Yapur 1. This is 725. Stay with it. 72.
Dharamsala is the seat of the Tibetan government in exile. It was here we continued our studies. We celebrated a subdued Losar, or Tibetan New Year, to show solidarity with Tibetans in China. Our studies of Buddhism blended into many of our research projects. On Pac Rim, every student is required to do independent research or write a thesis while abroad and present their work to the group. Some presentations took place on the sides of mountains, during a blackout, and in hotel rooms. The only stipulation is that it has to involve Asia. For the first time ever, Pac Rimmers were able to have thesis advisors back at UPS rather than writing within the director's field of study. Topics included natural farming, cyborgs, luck, Vedic ritual, and tea.
It all began freshman year when I took my seminar class, Post-Human Future, with Mr. Paul Loeb.
So I ended up in Jonathan Stockdale's Zen Insights and Oversights. And this is where I had my first experience about learning about Buddhism and Japanese studies. Furthering my interest in both Japan and religion, as it turned out, I decided to take Japanese religious traditions, also with Jonathan Stockdale.
And then finally, I have milk, which is the ambrosial drink of the gods. So this will probably end up putting my fire out, which is good.
You all know that my paper is about tea, but more specifically, my research is about development in India and China, and how the historical tea trade is part of this development.
We headed north through Darjeeling to Gangtok. We learned about responsible tourism and how it can benefit local communities with Wendy Lama.
You always, if ever there's livestock coming behind you or in front of you, you step to the hillside, not the cliffside of the trail.
Then the nomadic scholars began one final adventure together, a trek through the Himalayas that would take us up to 16,400 feet.
Not that tall one, not that tall one, but that tall one that's extra craggly. We're not hiking up there,
Mega crag.
because that would be hard, but we're hiking close to it. Yay, Pac Rim!
This is the final push of our trek. We're really hot, but outside is very cold.